So I've reset the game and we will try another Rodving normal. I'm just coming out of the other game, but I do think I want to give it another shot right away. We do have to solve a journey 4, which is 10 purple. We do have 9 yellow without any yellow cards, unfortunately, but we do have purple movement and purple is lying here. So we could leave it like this with the Adapt spell and the Rain of Blood for the element. And would give me 5 and 2 boosts because we have the matching color. But unfortunately that's just 9 movement. We don't have a blue element. And if we fuse them, we don't need it anymore. So we could fuse this for 9 and boost it by 3 to 12. That would be a full victory. But then again, this would be the same penalty as if we give ourselves by fusing. So I guess the question is, do we want this card in our hand or discard it and rather keep one of the other cards? If we want to upgrade a card that we keep, we should just get 5 movement and just take the time penalty. If we upgrade this, we are already discarding 2 purple and have another one here. I am tempted to upgrade this to get rid of the Knight Hardship. But actually I can't because it's 4 XP. Maybe that's a reason to keep the card. Not sure if this is good or not. That would definitely be already enough movement, so 7 in total to get the journey. Yeah, I do think I want to work on these River Swiftness because they are really nice with shield and boost. But again, I can't upgrade this, so I can only upgrade the Adapt or the Rain of Blood. So I'm back to upgrading the Adapt, I think. But with the same argument that I do not want to keep is because I'm about to discard 3 purple elements, so can't really power this, I think, without fusing. And you would need to keep it in the first place, which we could do with 3+2. So it's still a good boost. Yeah, so maybe we do it like this. This will already be a victory if you use it as a spell. So the other cards do not actually matter. So a partial victory. So the 3 XP go into upgrading the Adept. And we do discard the Fleet-footed for time penalty. Actually would have seen that before this card comes up, but I think it doesn't matter too much. So we do draw the Burning Bridges, Motivated Flight and a Frostfire Wall, and do have to fight enemy 4. That's an initiative of 2, which is not a problem unless I'm using this as a element card. 13 damage, which is not purple. Of course, my highest damage is purple. This is just 9 if I combine it. So if we are going for a partial victory, we do at least have a card that we can sacrifice or use to soak. And we will get 8 XP, but we do need to come up with 7 attack, which is not purple. Since we want to downgrade this anyway, we can use this. That would already be 7 attack without an element, that's enough. And we must not use this as our initiative, unfortunately. If we would use this, we would need to fuse anyway. Okay, so with the elements we have, we can't really power any attack card, but diverting is probably not advised as well. So let's make it like this with a 5 initiative, no early damage. We do create an attack of 7, which is a partial victory. We are downgrading the Adept. And with the 8 XP, we probably upgrade the Frostfire Wall at least once. And we can either make it level 4 or go for Burning Bridges, such that we at least have upgraded the card we are currently holding in hand. But it does not change the initiative much. A little bit of a movement, boost doesn't change. So I'm not liking that, so I think I'm going for level 4 Frostfire Wall. So we draw the Adept, a River Swiftness and a Rain of Blood. And we do have to do Journey 4 again, so 10 purple movement. We again do not have the element if we want to boost that, so we can't get a double boost, because we would need to fuse and then we don't have a reserve card anyway. If we start with 6 movement, but we do not have blue mana as well, and we do not have red as well. Actually, we only have yellow and no yellow card to boost, so I think it will be a partial success again. For example, with 3+2, there's no hardship, and it's just 1 time penalty. So there's currently 7 cards in discard piles, which means that we had our 1 time penalty. So we still are in queue for 4 turns, 4 full turns, which is nice. So these 5 movement would give us 3 XP, and we would take a time penalty. So there should be the last purple element coming up, and there's no more yellow, but we don't need yellow. The question is, what do we actually keep? Maybe we should keep a good initiative and use these 3 movement with this +2 instead. Let's do it like this. So that's the action set then. We get a time penalty. So we now know we get a brute force that can actually power the River Swiftness. That's nice. So with the 3 XP, unfortunately, we can only upgrade any of those. So the Rain of Blood would be... Actually, it doesn't even give us a red shield. So I think I will go with the Adept. Let's go for the last turn then. There's the Brute Force, Sword of Light and Determined March in hand, and Destruction left as the key card, which means we find the first enemy, which has 7 life and 8 initiative. So no 8 initiative and no 7 damage, which means we cannot avoid full damage. So either 8 initiative or 7 attack, either will do. I definitely want to get rid of this card, so either up or downgrade it, so the Knight hardship is gone. I did like the Determined March, the boost is just so nice. The Brute Force really just has the downside of the initiative, and the shield is not that good, but this is just 1 point more. The Sword of Light has this really nice initiative, but the rest is not that good. We do get 4 XP, that kind of favors this card here. It does have a nice initiative. Yeah, I think I do like the Determined March too much, so I think I will go for this. But we do have to make an action set that actually either has the right initiative or the full damage, which probably means that we use this initiative to come up with 6 yellow attack. 1 shield means 5, but it's a partial victory. And this boost can either get the initiative to 8 or the damage to 7, that's not a problem. And we upgrade the Determined March and we are done with Region 1. So we do enter the Living Marches again. Forgot to place the booklet here, so I'm placing that back. Alright, so Region 2 starts with a journey. 13 blue, no hardships. And we do have motivated flight or river swiftness for movement. We do have a blue element, so we could have a 6 blue with 2 boosts. That's 10, but we need 13, so that's no good. If we use the 8 instead, we can bring it up to 11, but it's also not 13. So I don't think there's a way around unless we divert to get a time penalty of 2. I do think I want to upgrade this twice and keep it. So we need the 7 movement, but this is already 8. So this would be the element. And you would have 10 yellow. Alright, so we get 2 time penalty. So there goes the river swiftness and the fleet footed. And with the 7 XP would upgrade the brute force to for 3 to 3 and for another 4 to 4. Very nice card. So the rest is discarded. And we do draw a card to power, that's nice. Also determine margin in Rain of Blood, and we would need to fight the second enemy, which is 10 life and 8 initiative. Initiative will be hard, but at least there's a card that immediately produces 10 of the right element, which is not yellow. So we can start with a good initiative value, and with a boost of 5 that might actually do it. So second enemy would be 8 initiative, that's 5 and 5 is 10, and 10 life with a purple element. We have 11, and it does not have a purple armor, so it's a full victory. Just 4 XP, but we do not need to downgrade anything. This is already fully upgraded. I do not really want to upgrade this, which leaves fleet-footed or determined march. This is probably not a good idea to keep, but we can't because it's 5 XP. This leaves pretty much this, and at least it doesn't get worse. Okay, so there's the adept. Burning bridges and a frostfire wall, and we would need to battle enemy 3, which is slow. 2 initiative, again not a problem unless we are using burning bridges, that's a really bad card. And 15 damage where we can use movement. So there's 10 and a plus 5, unfortunately on the same card. Now it would have been useful if it would be level 3, because it could soak up the full damage. Otherwise we again have the problem that we do have 4 damage here, which pretty much means that we have to downgrade this. We are in region 2, so it's early enough. Probably this has to be the go then. And we do only need 8 life or 8 attack. So I feel like something like this, where this is our spell. No, this doesn't make any sense. We probably just use Rain of Blood without powering, but we can't use the element then, because this gives us 9 damage and circumventing the armor. But if we power with this actually, this would, well, it would just be counteracted. So the difference, I mean, in attack. But we do need the boost for the damage, otherwise we won't even have a partial victory. So if we use this to power, we do have an initiative problem. I do not really want to fuse, since we have already taken penalties. So let's do it like this. So it's initiative 7, no early damage. 5 plus 4 is 9, that's more than enough for a partial victory. 4 red damage, we bump into the frostfire wall. And with the 8 XP, we do upgrade burning bridges once. So now we do have the armor, and we do upgrade the adept, which gives us one last turn. The key card showing the first enemy with ranged 9 life and 6 initiative. We don't have 9 damage, but we do have a 6 initiative, but nothing blue to power, and we can't fuse it. But there's no need to focus on the early damage anyway, because it's ranged. And if we need the boost to get up to 9 damage, we should just do the 9 damage, I think, and take the early damage. And this is already 10 red damage, which is more than enough. So we just take the 2 purple damage, which any card can soak. So let's pick up the Rain of Blood. And the 5 XP we are using probably to just upgrade this. Then it's a solid movement card at least, and we do have a red shield of 3. I feel like I'm playing a bit too fast, but I want to see how far we can go. This is still normal, by the way, so if there should be room for improvement, then thinking more only helps if you are really knowing what to think about. So we are entering the Burning Basin. We do have a very well upgraded hand with an adept, frostfire, fall, determined march, and fleet-footed, so a lot of movement. And we do have a journey, but unfortunately it's night again, so we did not get rid of this card, which now bites us. So we have to subtract the initiative from our boost, which again means that as long as the initiative is higher than our boost, it's really 0. That leaves these 2 cards for a boost of 1. And the first journey is a 14 movement journey. So I've just explained that the best boost we can get is 1, unless we have a blue movement, which we do not have. So we can use 2 boosts. So unless we're diverting, we're losing 2 time, but we would get 7 XP. Actually, the journey is also steep. So the reserve card also improves the movement point value of the journey. So we should probably use the best movement that we have. So that's 11. We do need 7 before the increase. And that's a +1. This would probably mean that it's up to 18 now. So we need 9. So it's 11. Well, it's more than 9 anyway. Okay, so this action set will do it. Yellow element, 11, 16. -4 is 12. And this increases the journey to 18, but 12 is more than 9, which is half of 18, so it's a partial victory. We do lose 2 time, but we do get 7 XP. And again, we can't really use it because we have already upgraded the cards and it's 4, 6, and 5. So the best use of 7 would be upgrading fleet-footed. But I do think I want the best attack cards I can get. We have a shield of 6, a boost of 5, and a 10 attack. That's good. And a good initiative. So, and then we can use it. We will lose some XP, but what can you do? So now we do have our level 4 card together with 3 level 2s, Fleet-footed, Rain of Blood, and Frostfire Wall. So the only movement card is this, the rest is attack. We do have to fight enemy 1, which has 17 life and 5 initiative. And the cards without, well, being upgraded, they can't reach 17. The best I can do is 10 plus 5, and it's the same card again. So I get either the 10 or the +5 boost. We should concentrate on the 5 initiative, which is all cards except the Rain of Blood. And then we need an attack of 9. So I think we'll just use the red element for the Rain of Blood. +2, that's 10 red damage, which is more than half of 17. And the 5 initiative prevents the early damage. We are then taking 3 damage, which I do run in the fleet-footed. So I'm only downgrading 1 card. And I'm getting 9 XP. This we keep, but we already have upgraded. So I definitely want the Frostfire Wall. This is 3, so 6 left. And I will upgrade it again, I think. So we do have a nice attack card in our deck. And we do not upgrade the red attack. We are then drawing up another set of level 2s. Destruction, Adept, and River Swiftness. So again, a bit of attack, a bit of movement, and a hybrid card. We do have to fight a second enemy, which is a slow enemy. 14 life, 4 initiative. The initiative is good if we use these. 14 life, we can use movement. Again, the best I can do is 10 plus 3 or 8 plus 5. None of this is 14, so I think it's out of the question. So we need 7 damage, which is not blue. For example, this, and this can just bump our initiative. So that would be red damage 8, which is enough. And initiative of 5. So no early damage, but we do get 3 blue damage. That's a bit sad. But is this a reason to divert? I don't think so. Okay, so we take the damage. We could think about downgrading these 2, but we can't upgrade this twice. That would be 9. We could downgrade these 2 and upgrade this. But these adepts at max level, they do have a good boost. They are flexible, but not a good shield. Yeah, I do think I will downgrade this and hold on to this. This takes care of the damage, and we then have 8 XP. We're using this to upgrade with 4 to level 3. And then I think Destruction, it has a red shield, but I don't think I want to go for this. So another 3 will upgrade this to level 3. And we are on to our final turn. So since we did have a time penalty of 2, but no other penalties, we do have a 4th turn. And we do have 2 level 4 cards, a level 1 and level 3. We would have to do a journey, and we do have red movement. And the journey is 12 yellow, but there's no choice. We do have to use this for movement. Well, actually we do have 6 here, but the best boost again is on the same card, so this would bring us to 10. We need 12, so I think I'd rather use this. Problematic is that this is useless. We can't use it as a element, and the boost is awful, and we would need to fuse to actually boost this, losing our nice boosts here. Yeah, but I think it doesn't matter since we are in the last turn anyway, and the 3-time penalty doesn't do anything. Yeah, I'm just looked this up, and unfortunately if you suffer time penalty and cannot discard as many cards as you have to, you suffer damage instead. So we can't just ignore it. But then again, if I could make it a full victory, I would do so. So this doesn't change a thing unless we want to divert. But we can't divert. Okay. So I think this will mean that we can only discard 1 card and get 2 damage, which is 1 downgrade. And we do get 6 XP. Yeah, so to actually solve the journey, we will fuse this to get 9 movement, 10. We will then get time penalty, but we get another 2 time penalty as damage, which does mean we downgrade the burning bridges. I don't think the last level is that important. And the 6 XP, we'll use 1 here. That's 5 XP. And we will go back to level 4 Frostfire Wall. And that's the 3rd region. So back to the Forest of Goth. The opening hand is a good mix of leveled cards, standard cards, really leveled cards, and a downgraded card. We do have a journey, which is 13 purple. We don't have that much movement. We have the burning bridge that we just downgraded or fleet-footed. And the time penalty is 3, unfortunately. That's quite a harsh penalty. But we do have a +5 here. But we would need the element to power this, and it would still be 12 only. That might be something we want to divert from, because 3 time penalty costs us a turn definitely. And I don't think a yellow card that can't power anything and can't be powered is worth it, so let's divert. Alright, so we have a ranged attack instead, with 9 health and 10 initiative. We can't prevent the ranged attack anyway, which means that we have to concentrate on coming up with 9 damage. That's already 10 here, so that's 12 blue damage. That's more than enough, so we could take 3 damage. And again, I don't think I want to downgrade the Frostfire Wall, so I will downgrade the Burning Bridges again, which soaks up 4. We lose the red shield, unfortunately. Yeah, but what can you do? So we lose that, and with the 5 XP we are upgrading the destruction. Do we? Actually, maybe... this is something, well, it's just 1 shield anyway, so it won't help us. No, I don't want to downgrade this, so we do downgrade the Burning Bridges, which it was at level 3. It was a red shield already. And unfortunately, we didn't upgrade this, but, well, maybe it's useful for something. Actually, it's also a red shield, so we just traded it in. So we did discard 5 cards already, so our 2 cards that we can spare every region are already gone. We do have lots of level 2s and the Frostfire Wall. And we do need the second journey again, which is purple movement 13. We do not have any movement whatsoever. And it's a 3 time penalty again. So I think we have to divert again, which will cost us a turn. But better than discarding 3 cards. But then again, if we lose it anyway, 6 XP is 6 XP and we just need 7 movement. But we only have +5. So if it's +1, or any card can be played as 1, it just brings it up to 6, which is not enough. So we have to divert, I think. We don't have a red element, unless we're holding on to 2 cards to fuse. But I think our best bet is probably initiative 6, with Frostfire Wall as a spell. And then these are equally bad in their boost value. So I don't think it matters too much. Let's just get rid of this and divert. So it's the second enemy with the hazardous hardship. So for non-poison damage, we also suffer 1 time penalty. Second enemy is ranged again, and we do not have a reserve card that we could discard, so ranged damage will hit us anyway. That's 3 damage that we can't soak unless we are downgrading these 2, and then we couldn't upgrade anything. So I probably will downgrade this. And we do need to come up with 10 damage or 9 damage, which is not a problem at all. So this will be a full victory, but we do get the early damage, which downgrades this. It's still good, but it's nowhere near... well, if we use it as a boost, for example, it's just 1 point. But it's 2 points of shield. And we do only get 5 XP. That means that we can upgrade 1. That's definitely the Sword of Light, because it is an attack that actually works against the dragon. So this will be our last turn then, before we encounter Rodving again. And it's a journey, 14 blue with treacherous. So if you fail to attain complete victory, we suffer damage. How much movement do we have? We do have a matching element to power the adept. That's 9 movement. And we do have a +5. That should be 14. So purple, 9 movement, 14 purple. And the treacherous is irrelevant at that point. So we just get 7 XP. That's so nice. So these are already level 4. So this would bring this card up to a +6 and 4 shield. This shield doesn't actually change. So I do think I like my Determined March, which is just a good movement card and just, yeah, solid shield. So that's it. We now fight Rodving again. I didn't even turn it back. So these would be the 7 cards for the final journey. There unfortunately is a level 4 fighting card. Then a lot of level 3 fighting cards. And a bit of movement. I should know my deck better at that point, but I don't think regrouping here is a good idea. We do not have yellow elements though, so we can't actually power those. At least not both. It's not the highest shield values either, so I hope we have the higher level cards in the other hand. So at least that's my hope. Let's see how much movement we can actually muster with this. So we have to fuse something, probably blue, but the boosts are really good. So maybe it's red after all that we fuse to produce yellow. That would be a really nice boost. So we're already at 15. So 5 more or 8 more for the next golds. This would just be 11 more actually. I think I have to live with this. Don't think there's that much more in the cards here. So that's very nice boost value. So 9. 11 due to the yellow element, that's 20, and it's due to the blue element, that's 26. That's 2 points shy of the perfect. The fuse cards do contain 8 and 7 movement, but this is the problem of the yellow, so we can't fuse twice. But that's actually 7 here, so that's better than 6, but it's just 1 point. And then we would need to fuse blue, which has all the good kickers anyway. Yeah, so we can't do that. I think that was the problem with this. Yeah, so I'm staying with this combination here. So yellow for 11, blue for 6, that's 17, and a boost of 9 is 26. That's the second tier, we are losing 2 cards. So that's a Rain of Blood, and I'm not that sad about to see it go, but it adapts, so a level 4 card with +5, that's really bad. And again, we have discarded 9 cards then, which leaves us with 7 that have to do to kill him and survive. Alright, so these are the 7 cards. Unfortunately, there's not that much to talk about. There's only 2 really good cards, and 1 is a movement. Then we have 2 level 3s. One of them being a red attack and the other is movement again. And then 2 level 2s and a level 1. So I think it's fair to say that we want to use this as an attack. And we do have blue, but the initiative is really bad. So we do need 7 initiative. It's for example this. That would be initiative 10 at least. We do not really want to power anything yellow, so we probably have to fuse with another yellow. So probably with this, because this is a level 1 anyway. But if we now use a red, this will just be an attack of 4, that's really bad. But we do have at least a 6 boost and a 2 boost. But that's not cutting it, I think. What would that mean? That's blue 10, 16, red 8, 10, so that's 26. That's not even the next tier, and 4 armor means it's 22 anyway, which is just this one. And would we survive this? So it's 10, 15, 20, 24. And we do get 27 damage. So if we can't reach the next tier, I think we are done for. So what about going with red attacks? Maybe shying away from red attacks is not the best play anyway. This would mean this could... Well, it's an initiative, unfortunately, of 1. We do want these as boosts, so okay, but it would work out that this is still red, this is red. We do have good boosts, and the initiative is still 9 to avoid the early damage. With 2 red attacks, the armor is still just 4, so we are at 10, 18, 24, 29. For armor is 25, so not that much better actually. Going for this instead of this just means that we don't get the boost here, so that's pointless. There's no other good boosts lying here, so these having or being the boost is the best we can do. The rest is just movement cards. I think that's the best we can do. So it's 29, but red armor means 25, which is the first tier. That's 27 damage. That's 10 deduction, so 17 damage. And this brings it down to 13, and that's another 10. So we are just still dead. And that's pretty much it. So again, we lost. I would not actually call it that close, so yeah, what can you say? I think it just didn't work out in the region phase again to upgrade the right cards. I'm not sure regrouping would have helped. We did manage to get to the second tier, which is fine. We were unlucky that we had to discard the adapt, I think, which is just +5. That's just really good. Or another attack of 9 with a purple element. So this was really unlucky, which we did discard because we did not reach the next tier. But I'm not sure that regrouping would have solved anything. Alright, so again a close call with Rodving, which does mean I will probably spend some more time with this dragon, trying to figure out how the game actually works and how to consistently win on the normal difficulty. If you find out any mistakes I made, please point them out, and also feel free to give me any advice on how to improve. And see you in the next game.